This is the second video of the playlist Human Elements. Human Elements, Chapter 2, Assertive Team Members. This is Module 1, Chapter 2. You must know who is your teacher, instructor, guide, mentor. So welcome aboard. I am Sanjeev Mehta and I am your instructor for this module on human elements, leading to the Maritime Resource Management course going ahead. With over 2 decades of teaching, training, and mentoring experience, this lecture series is based on various study material I came across. I acknowledge all those whose write-ups, information, or guidelines I may have used while preparing this lecture. This course is designed not just to inform you, but to prepare you to act, think, and respond when it matters the most. So let's begin this voyage by understanding the fundamentals that prepares you to manage your resources effectively. In chapter 1 of module 1, we learn different ways humans behavior manifests. To recall, we learned about passive behavior, aggressive behavior, and assertive behavior. Having good team is a necessity and requirement for a safe ship, and in fact, any organization or groups, a good team is the need of the day. Do you agree? Yes, indeed. Before we find out how to have a good team, let us learn the attributes a good team member. It is the team members together who form a team. Correct? So there are certain attributes every team members must aspire to achieve. A team consists of individual members and they all must have certain attributes, as I just said. Attributes of a good team. Notes for the team leader. Every team has a team leader, must have a team leader. In earlier chapter, we learned that assertive behavior is not about winning. It actually is about the ability to express yourself completely and appropriately in a clear and direct, distinct manner without fear. Whether you're a team leader or a team member, this aspect must be known to every member of the team. Assertive behavior is about making choices for yourself but not imposing your choices on the others, even when you are the team leader. Therefore, assertiveness makes one considerate as well as firm without being aggressive. This firmness also helps in avoiding people from taking advantage of an assertive person. We had learned this in last module, last chapter, chapter 1. You can go back to the chapter 1 if you want to recall. Do you agree that the desirable and responsible behavior of members of any team is assertive behavior? So the kind of behavior which every team member must exhibit is assertive behavior. Attributes of a good team member. Notes attributes of a good team. Notes for the team leader. So a feeling of insecurity creates stress and fear among the team members. A team leader must be aware of this. Fear is a basic emotion of anticipated or perceived risk. Real or maybe anticipated or perceived. Optimal degree of fear helps actually to prepare for the possible risk. But too much of risk or fear is damaging, stressful. However, excessive fear makes them dysfunctional. Very true. Not falling for fear is the most important form of assertion. A team member must know. Team leader also should know. So he should encourage his team members. Fear is the only weapon of a coward to control an individual. Those cowards who are not good managers, they tend to instill fear among the team members. They think this is the way to control a team, which is not the right way. Some of the sources of fear at workplace include confusion and blaming. Sometimes it is not the intention of the team leader to create a fear, but because of the confusion and blame game which is being played by the team members, a situation occurs where some kind of fear is prevalent among the team members. Confusion over one's job roles and tasks and employee that will lead to employee blaming each other. It will lead to ambiguity also in the minds of the individual, and this creates deep sense of inadequacy and insecurity amongst people. How to address this issue? Team leader must give clear instruction time and again regarding the job tasks and work requirements, maybe weekly, maybe periodically, as in when a leader feels that a person member of the team is not very clear about his roles or the task which is supposed to do or supposed to carry out. This has also to be followed by regular updating of job profile and standards within department and or inter-department. It is also important to keep in mind in an organization work happens as a team. Any work in an organization happen as a team, and therefore it is baseless to blame individual for errors and faults. The whole team must take the blame, starting with the team leader. He should feel. It's natural for a team leader to feel when he is the leading the team. How come we have failed to achieve the target? So he first, himself first, then he tries to find out what can be done to change the situation for better. But of course, no point blaming an individual. If a blame has to be taken, the whole team must take the blame. Correct? Agreed? It is therefore important for the superior to understand that there is a relation between the atmosphere at workplace and the performance of the team members. If the atmosphere is pleasant, everyone achieves more. You agree? When the atmosphere at workplace is pleasant, everyone achieves more. As a team, you achieve more. Superior and management must therefore consider one of their important tasks as the elimination or at least the reduction of fear inducing factors in the workplace, whatever they are. Whether they are with the individual or with the whole, with the team leader superiors also may be the cause of it. Avoid confusion among the team members and stop blaming individuals. One day we'll talk about just culture. Of course, the people sometimes we say don't blame, but that is not really right way. The blame, yes, individual must not be blamed, but we must follow what is called just culture. There are certain principles, certain ways, certain methods. We'll talk it one day. Attributes of a good team. Team member must learn to express herself and comes to terms with fears if any. It's also important for team members to note, are they having a fear, some kind of fear in their mind, or if so, what are those fears and why they are there? Assertive behavior is not exhibited when people have fear and when they feel that they are going to lose something which is irreplaceable, maybe a job or maybe the position. So then they don't tend to be assertive. A kind of passive behavior they develop. He or she must realize that every individual has the right to be imperfect. We are human beings. It's our right to be imperfect because we do not are not born with all the knowledge and experience. Over the period of time, we learn things and gather experience. They must also know that there is not just one form of reality. Repeat, they must also know that there is not just one form of reality. We all understand a given situation differently. Different people have different experiences and they experience different realities, and therefore, every person has the right to express reality as seen by himself and herself. As we also say it in different way that every given situation is realized by individual differently. Sometimes same way, but sometimes differently. In fact, many times differently. It is based on our past experiences. Members must learn to express herself and comes to terms with fears, if any. Individual must need to individual need to realize that even though they stand the chance of losing something, what we talked in last presentation, last slide, like favors from superiors, they also stand the chance of gaining something invaluable when they choose to express themselves, even in a toxic environment. Because once they have expressed themselves, either they were helping the team, that means they were right, or they were not helping the team and they were wrong. Either way, individual learns. If he has expressed his opinion which has been accepted, which was the right thing to do, had he not expressed, things would have gone, team would have acted indifferently. So that means he has helped the team. And if not, if his opinion was turned out to be not the right way of looking at the thing, then he has learned. So he has improved. One need to have a belief that you have the right to assert in order to behave in an assertive manner. So you have a right to assert. You have right to imperfect and you have right to assert also. What you feel, what you believe, you must express. It is also important to be able to put oneself in the other people's point of view. Only asserting yourself sometimes may become a kind of aggressiveness, move towards aggressiveness. So it is important to be able to put oneself in the other people's point of view also. Listen to the other people. A team leader must also listen to other people's view if possible, and the time is available to all the team members. This will enable to consider the feelings, needs, and rights of other people along with those of one's own. So far, so good. Any comments? Any questions? You can always post it. I will reply in due course. Team members, team members must learn to express herself and comes to terms with fears, if any. We continuing that topic. All things stated in few previous slides helps one in expressing assertively. Also, it is useful to note that the various components of assertive behavior include body posture. The way we position our body speaks volume before we even say a word. A balanced, upright posture conveys confidence and attentiveness, reinforcing the impact of our message. Slouch or closed-off stances may unintentionally weaken the message or suggest disinterest in the topic which is being discussed. I will make it clear here, I am not a psychologist, so I will not talk too much about this psychological terms, but briefly I'll explain a few points which I've learned over the period of time during the training sessions I have conducted. Gesture and non-verbal expression. Non-verbal cues such as facial expression, Hand movements, vocal tone carry significant weight in communication. To ensure your message is received as intended, maintain appropriate facial expression that match the tone of your message. Use gestures that support rather than distract from your words. Pay attention to voice inflection, tone, and pitch to convey clarity and emotion. Remember, many a time, what you say gets hidden under the tone of your message. How, what was the tone of your message? How did you say, or how did you express your view or opinion? So it is not, it matters what is you being said, but sometimes it is not that important what is being said, but how it is being said, that becomes more important, because that hits or grasped by the person immediately without even understanding the message. The tone is immediately known to the person. Eye contact. Direct eye contact signals sincerity, confidence, and willingness to engage with the person. Can be team member or team leader. It helps build trust and shows that you are fully present in the conversation. Avoiding eye contact may be perceived as evasive or being disinterested in the talk or topic which is being discussed. All right. Timing. Assertiveness is most effective when delivered in the right moment. Delayed responses or feedback may lose relevance and impact. Being mindful of timing ensures your message aligns with the context and maintains its assertive tone. Okay. Content. Assertive communication involves expressing your thoughts clearly and responsibly. Speak from your own perspective, own your own ideas, and avoid placing blame to anybody else, any third person. This fosters mutual respect and encourages open dialogue. Hmm? Correct, no? I think you agree. If you have any different point of view, you can always put in your comments and let us discuss. Especially, I will naturally reply. All right. Team members to know your assertive rights. Also remember, assertiveness is not aggression. Always keep it in mind. Assertiveness is not aggression. It is the respectful expression of your needs. What is the respectful expression of your needs? Assertiveness. Your wants and your thoughts. As a team member, you have the right to communicate confidently and uphold your dignity, even in a hierarchical or high stress environment. Retain your right to express your opinion. These are your assertive rights. What are the assertive rights? Hold your own opinion and conviction. You are entitled to think independently and express your views even if they differ from others. All right. You express. It's the team leader's responsibility to listen to each member of the team and choose what he feels is the best for the task which is to be done, and then he expresses his views. Team member should normally agree. Because team leader is indeed a little more experience with the other team members. Protest unfair treatment or criticism. You have the right to speak up against unjust behavior or feedback if it is being given to you respectfully and constructively. Of course, you have to maintain your respect at all times. Again, assertiveness is not aggression. Remember this. You have a right to interrupt, to seek clarification. If you're not understood something, ask again. If instructions are unclear or safety is at stake, you may interrupt to ask for further explanation. Negotiate for change. It is your right, whether it is a shift schedule, task assignment, working condition. You can request adjustment when needed. It's a request. Be imperfect. Mistakes are part of learning. Most of us have made mistakes. We always hope the mistakes are smaller, and that's how we learn. There's the natural progression of our life. You have the right to grow without being shamed for not knowing everything. It's not necessary that you have all the right answer for everything. Even the team leader should not feel ashamed. Again, remember, assertiveness is not aggression. Ask for help or emotional support is your right. Seeking assistance, technical or emotional, is a sign of strength, not weakness. When required, when you feel, ask for help. You will find in any environment, in fact, most environment, when you ask for help, help is given by other team members. Feel and express emotions. You are allowed to acknowledge and share your feelings, especially in any stressful or isolating condition. Express your emotion, feelings. Make your own decision. You have the autonomy to make choices that align with your values and responsibilities. Ports is not against the it is not against the organization values. Assertiveness is not aggression. Once again, always keep it in mind. Receive formal recognition. Your contribution deserves acknowledgement. You have the right to be credited for your work and achievements. Hmm? Say no. You can decline requests that are unreasonable, unsafe, or beyond your capacity. Defend yourself. You have the right to protect your integrity and respond to false accusations or unfair treatment. Alright? I suggest now we take a break, have a tea or coffee, whatever you feel like. So we'll meet in 15 minutes. It's good to have certain breaks. Hmm? Nobody can continue to give attention. Your attention starts wavering. Alright? See you in 15 minutes time. So we are back again. So let's start. Some suggested techniques to become an assertive member of the team. We have different ways, our personalities are different. So let us learn how to be an assertive member of the team. Repeated assertion. This is a technique of communication in which the person making a point has to hold on to the point without getting coerced or manipulated from other members of the team or the team leader. So assert yourself, keep repeating your point. Of course, not like continuously. Wait for you say something what you want to say. Wait for the reaction, and then as that your opportunity comes again, you express your view again. But first, get all the facts. Be clear and correct. Keep repeating over and over what is it you want or need, and remaining firm with your stance because it is based on the facts. All right. Also, called the broken record technique. If you remember the vinyl record which you used to have in the past, maybe some of you might have seen, many of you might not have seen them all. There, if the needle gets stuck, the same line will be repeated again and again. Basically, it was the songs which are recorded or the music which were recorded on the vinyl record, the same music or song will be played or line of the song will be played again and again. So it's called broken record syndrome or broken record technique. It's useful when your rights are being ignored. There are members of the team who are likely to be manipulative and tactful with their words and action. Use of first person command. This technique is to be used when you realize your views, feelings are being neglected. Rather than saying what other person should do or should have done, say it as I want us to, rather than you need to. This works very well in case you are the team leader, eh, and your views are being neglected by other team members. By doing so, you are taking ownership of your own feelings, values, and needs. Using I instead of we statement is the best way of being assertive. Also, it establishes you in the commanding position. Note, in usual circumstances, it is advisable for the team leader to use we instead of I. But as we said, if in this particular circumstances, when your views are being neglected by other team member, it's all right to come and say, I want us to do so and so, so and so, so and so thing. All right. Deflecting with dignity. We can also call it strategic acceptance. It is a technique used to respond calmly to criticism or pressure without becoming defensive or confrontational. There is no scope for being defensive or confrontational when you are being assertive. Instead of resisting or arguing, you acknowledge part of the other person's statement, especially if it contains some truth, while maintaining your own perspective. This approach helps reduce tension and prevent escalation, show maturity and self control, keep the conversation constructive and focused. For example, if team leader or other colleague says you are always late with your reports, you might respond, you're right that I have been delayed a couple of times recently, but I'm working on improving that. But I'm working on improving that. So you have admitted the part truth and you have also asserted yourself that you are working to improve on that. Constructive curiosity or respectful questioning. This is another technique to be used by the team member to become an assertive person, assertive team member. It is a powerful tool for navigating misunderstanding or tension on board. It involves asking thoughtful, non confrontational questions to better understand the other person's perspective while calmly expressing your own. This strategy helps clarify intention, avoid assumption. Assumption must be avoided as far as possible and practical. There is no scope for assumption. Confirm. Show genuine interest in resolving issues. Keep communication open, respectful, and solution focused. How it works on board? Let us say, instead of reacting defensively to a command like you didn't follow the procedure, you might respond, can you help me understand which part I missed? I thought I followed the checklist. This approach will help you. It's constructive and respectful questioning. You have a right to question, you have a right to be imperfect. Constructive curiosity or respectful questioning. This approach encourages dialogue rather than argument. Demonstrate accountability and professionalism. Builds trust and teamwork, especially in high stakes environment. But this is remember, use a calm tone, open body language, eye contact. You're not challenging the person, you are inviting clarity and collaboration. All right. Again, remember assertiveness is not aggression. Boosts self-esteem and reduces anxiety. The team member must note. Speaking up respectfully reinforces your sense of self-worth and helps manage stress, especially in challenging shipboard situations. It promotes mutual respect and reduces conflict. Assertiveness encourages open dialogue and understanding among crew members, helping to prevent misunderstanding and unnecessary tension. Assertiveness also facilitates goal achievement. While assertiveness doesn't guarantee success, it creates a, it creates a clearer path toward achieving personal and team objective by improving communication and collaboration. Hmm? Support decision. Support decision making. Assertiveness. Assertive individuals are better equipped to make informed choices, voice concerns whenever they occur, and contribute to operational decision. Also confidence. Enhances self-expression. It allows you to communicate your thoughts, needs, and emotions more openly and effectively, leading to stronger interpersonal connection and better teamwork. So these are the advantages of being a assertive team member. Now, creating an assertive environment. Creating an assertive environment on board. Leadership practices that empower. Naturally, it is the task of the leadership, the master or the chief engineer, or any team leader, or in any environment, any organization. Fostering an assertive environment at sea requires more than correcting mistakes. It involves guiding crew members toward the right behaviors, encouraging open communication, and modeling respectful leadership. Here are few practices to help build a culture of assertiveness and mutual respect on board. It's for the team leader. Lead with vision and clarity. Share the leadership vision. Clearly communicate the purpose and values that guide your decisions and expectations. Align goals and direction. Ensure crew members understand the mission, priorities, and how their roles contribute to overall success. Build trust and transparency. Trust your team. Demonstrate confidence in their abilities and judgment. All of them are professional. They have come with after good training and have competency, educate competency. That is why they have given licenses. Avoid micromanagement. Provide this is very important. Avoid micromanagement, but keep an eye. You are responsible. Responsibility lies with you. That means the team leader. Provide information for decision making. Equip crew member with the knowledge that they need to act responsibly and independently, and the extent of their responsibility and decision making must be very clearly defined. You carry out the overall of this equipment or this machinery. When you reach to so and so place, so and so part has been assembled, wait, call me, something like that. Instruction must be very clear. Empowered through delegation. Team leaders cannot do all the work themselves, so task has to be delegated. Delegated with authority. Assign tasks along with the necessary decision making power. The decision making power is with the person whom you have given the delegation, and the extent of such delegation, such decision making must be again very clearly defined. All right, it should not be given free for all. Extent must be defined only up to this is your authority, and once you have done so and so, stop, call me. For example, and don't think delegation is an additional workload. It's a time, it's a way of uh, making your team member learn or take higher responsibility when times are normal. There's no emergency. So they are learning. Once they have done it, a certain thing successfully, they'll they become confident. Then give them more work. but keep your uh, uh, what you should not leave it free. That means you have to keep your responsibly. You know, that means observation. You have to keep yourself in the loop. What is going on? Delegation reduces the workload of the team leader. Yes, but it does not reduce his responsibility or her responsibility. She or he retains his responsibility or her responsibility. Create opportunities, offer chances for growth, leadership, and skill development. Okay. Communicate constructively. It will create assertive environment. What does it do? Give frequent feedback. Offer timely, specific, and balanced feedback that reinforces assertive behavior. Do not hold up for 3 months, 4 months, and give feedback about the person or appraisal when the person is leaving the ship. Guide him. Some may need more guidance, some may need more feedback, maybe verbal or written, whatever, but continue. Correct with purpose. Don't just point out what went wrong. Clearly explain what the right behavior looks like and why it matters. We all make mistakes. If any team member has done something or behave in different manner, or say for example, correct him, his behavior, but with a purpose, not to blame him. Solve problems proactively. Take initiative in resolving issues rather than simply identifying them. Oh, this is the problem, this is the problem, this is the problem. But team member has to take the initiative, even if he doesn't have the answer. It's not necessary the team leader will have answer for everything, but he must initiate the effort to resolve and solve the problem. With your good team members, you will be able to solve the problem. Definitely. Creating an assertive environment. Foster dialogue and recognition. Listen to learn. Ask thoughtful questions and listen actively to understand crew perspectives and provide meaningful guidance as and when needed. Recognize empowered behavior. Celebrate assertive action. If your crew member says, "Sir, this let's say grinder which you have given me doesn't have a safety guard," he is asserting himself. It's not safe to work with this grinder which does not have a safety guard. Safety guard is missing. So celebrate assertive action, initiative, and respectful communication. Encourage expression. Create a safe space for crew members to share their views without fear of intimidation or dismissal. Anytime a crew member raises a issue which exists, encourage him, listen to what he is saying, and try to resolve the problem. Let us say he doesn't have the safety gloves, proper glove. Okay, if you don't have, note it down. Next time we order, when you send a indent for the store, make sure this is included. Or if possible, if purchasing is allowed and it's important and urgent, next port you are there, you ask the agent to bring it. All right. Important characteristics of a good team member on board a ship. Now, having known what are the importance of being assertive, hmm, how the team leader should create the assertive atmosphere, we our team will be a good team only when our team members have certain qualities. Hmm? So let us see what are those qualities or attributes. We can have a good team when the members of the team, including team leader, have attributes which creates a conducive environment like a well-oiled machine. Assertiveness was discussed in the details because that is by far is a utmost necessity. Some of other important characteristics every member of the team must aspire to achieve so that there is a good team on board a ship. Those characteristics are responsible. Every team member must be responsible. Simply speaking, respond with best of the abilities at all times. Do not blame others for your actions or inaction. No. Calm but alert. Learn to act, not react. Learn to act quickly, but discipline yourself to react slowly, not impulsively. You can do that only once you have, or if you have gathered if sufficient knowledge about your position you hold on board the ship, or in fact anywhere. Good judgment and common sense. We make a judgment or take a decision based on the information we have gathered or been given. It is also true that with the same information available, different people judge the situation differently and take a different decision. How and why it happens? The decision making is based on our knowledge and experience. Increase your level of knowledge and do not be afraid of expressing your views. Over a period of time, you will learn the situation you were judging was right, will boost your confidence, or wrong, you will learn why it was wrong. So, this is what we call common sense. Important characteristics of a team member is panic resistant. Panic sets in when you face a situation for which you have no clue how to deal with it, especially in an emergency situation. Correct? Eh? This happens, and if an emergency situation, panic sets in. Even if you have good knowledge and required for the position you hold on board the ship, in any emergency, only 10 to 20% of what you know comes out immediately. So when times are normal, you have you can consult the manuals, you can discuss with people, you can ask your office. But in emergency, you have to take decision actions. So when times are normal, you must increase the level of your knowledge. Keep learning, not only for the rank you hold, but also as a minimum a rank higher than yours, and also about other department, at least something on board the ship. Let's say deck people know something about the engines department, and the engineer should know something about. And of course, you cannot have, if you know everything, you become a deck officer. Or if you know everything, a deck officer becomes an engineer. But that is not possible. At least something you must know. Few things, important things, which are basic necessities. Then, with calm mind, a suitable response would certainly come to your mind, thus avoiding a panic reaction. This is the only way to be a panic resistant. Dedicated. Be sincere towards your job. That is the meaning of dedication. Love your job. Love your job, whatever you are interested with, more than his job, other person's job. Let's say many engineers like deck officer's job, and or deck officer say engineer job. You sleep in the night, you get proper sleep, because most ships nowadays are unmanned machinery spaces. Loyal, have sense of belonging. That is the means of loyalty with the organization and the job you are given. Be loyal to your team. It makes working pleasant and joyful. Cooperative, satisfying others' need too, and not only on yours in your team. Cooperative. So, good technical knowledge. Hmm? Develop your abilities, skills, and knowledge about your work area. Also, develop necessary skills required for the task you are normally interested with. So, again, this is part of learning. Decisive and good leader. Every member of the team must also develop leadership skills. These skills are required for the team leader, of course. Nevertheless, every team member is the managing director, has leader of his own desk. Learn to be responsible, decisive of the tasks which are given to you. So you have to exhibit your leadership skills when you are doing the task. Let's say with your uh, crew member, with your rating, motorman, or maybe able-bodied seafarers. He should complement assertiveness. team member. Good maneuvering skills. What does it mean? Have a collaborative behavior with compromising, flexible behavior, not rigid beliefs. When you come to know other person as his views are understandable or better than what you believed, or then you accept that. All right. After complete now, after completing this video, I'm sure you all will have a good team. In fact, a superior team. So what is a superior team? A superior team is that which takes superior decision based on the superior judgments, so that they never end up in a situation where they may need to take a superior decision in an emergency. For example, members of a superior team will never find them in a situation on board a ship where they may have to use crash as turn. A very potentially very dangerous situation. Alright, this is the end of Module 1 Responsible Behavior, Chapter 2 Assertive Team Members. I may prepare a few more lectures in this human element series depending on the feedback I receive. For example, what is complacency, what is just culture, what is risk normalization. I request all to post your comments and requirements or requests so that I can prepare the topic as what is needed by the industry people or maybe some training academies. All right. If you like, you may offer a cup of coffee to me, make the contribution, voluntary contribution. All right. Thank you very much. Have a good day.